Here's 4 reasons you may not have thought about for why a home might still be sitting on market. Hey guys, Naomi Knight, Real Estate with Copy here, or Real Estate with BioSteel for now. With the way that the real estate market has been in Niagara lately, you may be seeing a ton of for sale signs around and a lot more sitting for longer than you might think. When you see for sale signs sticking around for longer than you expect, a lot of potential buyers tend to think that there must be something wrong with the house, that maybe it's heavily overpriced, and that for sure the sellers are starting to get desperate. But this may not necessarily be the case. I'm going to give you 4 more reasons you may not have thought of that a house could sit on market for longer. Number 1, the market may be moving slower. Right now in Niagara, we have record high levels of inventory, so record high numbers of active listings on market, and we have a reluctance and a reduction of buyers who are able to get out there and buy. On top of that, we have a lot of buyers who have their own home sale conditional to be able to purchase their next one. So with that, you get a number of active listings, less buyers, and things tend to move slower. Right now in Niagara, we have an average days on market of around 120 days for active listings. And put on top of that, things like holidays. So if we go into the Christmas holidays, for instance, and we still have this record high inventory and not a lot of buyers, that will slow things down as well. Number 2, special circumstances. The fine print. Sometimes this fine print isn't available to the public out through Realtor.ca, and you might have to look in the special Realtor remarks to be able to find it. But there's things like estate sales, and those often require extra time, like a probate period for the families. There's also conditions like as is. So if you're accepting a home completely as is, that means the appliances, everything about the condition of the home, often that can be something that's harder to finance, or it'll be a bit more difficult to find a buyer who is willing to just buy that. So that could take longer on market to sell as well, and you might not know about it out in the public. Number 3 is the product type or the property type. There could be so much inventory out there of the exact same type of property for buyers to choose from, or it could be the opposite. It could be a niche kind of property where the buyer pool is quite small to try to access and reach out to get to come in and buy. Luxury properties are often like that. So a luxury property might have a smaller niche kind of buyer pool that has the affordability to be able to buy that property, and so it takes a little bit longer on market to find those buyers. And some properties or products depend on a particular kind of demographic. So while certain, like say North End detached bungalows can attract a lot of different kinds of buyers, families, investors, all kinds, there's other types of properties that only attract a certain type of buyer. And when you niche it down to a smaller buyer pool, it may take longer to find that buyer, therefore longer days on market. And number 4, wider socioeconomic or governmental changes. We know how interest rates going up put a plug into buyer affordability, and this really changed the way that the market moved through 2022 into 2024. So we know for a fact that bigger governmental and socioeconomic changes can have a big impact on houses sitting and not selling very quickly. Recently, for example, there were a lot of changes to mortgage rules. When those start to come in effect over the next couple of months, that could really help to increase the availability of buyers out there. People might be able to start to afford things again. That, along with interest rate drops, if those continue to happen, can have a really big effect on days on market. If homes start to get snapped up, then you won't see those for sale signs sticking around as much anymore. And that's based on a lot of these changes that are happening bit by bit as we go through the times. So before you jump to conclusions, looking at a lot of for sale signs around there and homes sitting on market and thinking that those sellers are getting desperate, make sure you check the details, get your realtor to look into what else is going on, the deeper details and information that's in that listing, and also paying attention to the bigger changes. Do those really have an impact on the general market and the general amount of days on market that you should expect a house to sit there? And a time like this can actually be an opportunity for many people. If you get the inside scoop, get your realtor to look into the details and follow the bigger trends, you might be one who can take advantage of a time like this. And if you ever want the inside scoop from me, reach out to me at naomiknightrealestate.com. I'm paying attention to the details and the trends, so you don't have to.